Hello and welcome to round 4 in WCR Season 3 here in Tier 3. Last time out we saw a thrilling dry wet race in China with Askari taking the honours of the victory just ahead of Sterk. The track today is the Baku City Circuit, the 6km track which consists of 2 DRS zones and 20 corners. In past years in F1 this circuit has always thrown up some good races, such as in 2017 and 2018. Strategies today will be consisting of one stops, with the optimal one being a medium to hard one stop, with the drivers pitting in around in that 11. If you look at the standings now, we can see that Doxter is tied for the lead of the standings with Sterk, with Kozzy and Mark following closely behind. Since the last round, we've had a driver leave in the form of Askari, who has moved up to Tier 2, and Panda Cruiser, who has moved down from Tier 2, who is now in the McLaren. As we now go and move into the qualifying session, we've got 12 minutes left here, with Mark currently topping the times here. As we look at Mr. Soxon here, who is on his outlap. We'll look for somebody who is on their lap. It does look like Mark Nicky appears to be on his lap at the moment. We will ride on board with him through the final stages of his lap, revving out the engine through the tight and twisty S section, as you could call it, as Drake has been disqualified for blocking the pit lane. Oh dear, let's just see what's happened here. I have no clue what's happened there. We see Mark Nicky, he goes second on the set of medium tyres to slot him behind Mark. As Mark, he comes into the pits, he also set his time on the medium compound tyre, so judging by these tyre sets, it could be signalling that Mark could be starting on the soft compounds of tyres. We're riding aboard with Simon Lee here in the other Toro Rosso, who is entering around the middle stages of his lap, braking hard down into this corner, which precedes the most famous corner on the track, of course, the tight and twisty castle section, as he does that very nicely there. Missed the apex there slightly, but clips the next one almost perfectly as he runs down now. Doing this bunch of kinks as Kozzy goes second on the set of hard tyres. Brakes hard down, clips the inside. Oh, as he hits the wall. I don't know if he got damaged there, but looks like he is continuing on with his lap. As he completes the final corner that you have to brake for on this lap, as he now flies through this tight, fast zone, which now feeds onto the main straight here. Will he try and get a tow from his car ahead? I can't see who it is, but this could give him an advantage as to that car. It was Mark Nicky, he peels off into the bit, so here comes Simon Lee, and he goes third with a 1 minute 43.0. Mentioned earlier, we'll try and go on board with Mr. Zoxon, see if he's on his lap. Appears to be pushing through the castle section, so we will keep on board with him. Zoxon here out on the hard tyre, so this could be suggesting he will want to be starting on the medium compounded tyres. Using, oh, his TX606 has retired. That's the second time that's happened to him this season. First being in Australia, now he's done it in Baku, so quite unlucky there. I would presume that he has, as Simon Leeds retired as well. What is happening here? So you can't go on board with them, but we'll look around to see if we can see anybody. No, we can't, but as Faircamp, he goes into P3. As we will continue on board with Mr. Zoxon, he runs up to the line, and he goes 10th. Not bad time on the hard tyres from him. Here is Carpia, who I believe, yep, he is also on the lap. The racing point now, running up to the line. and he sets a 1:43.4 to go P12, and that's Panda Cruiser slotting in P4. The new man to the league, of course, and looking to make a good first impression with that lap, slotting in around Cozzy and Faircamp, who have been up at the top through most of the races this season. Go on board with Bottas Gang. He looks like he's on the lap, judging by his ERS. Down this downhill braking zone, launching himself over that curb, done that very nicely. Of course, you could do this in this game. Obviously, there is some exploits you can do at certain tracks in this game. Runs wide there, don't know if he gets his lap invalidated. Does appear to still be pushing on. Here he goes. Using as much track as possible, it looks like. As he now runs up to the line. DRS wide open as he runs out of deployment, so we'll be getting no more ERS from now on. And he goes in third. It's very tight there from the third down to fifth, sixth even on these hard tyres runners. And it looks like he is going for another lap. So we will just ride on board with him. Actually, never mind, he has backed off. Here we are. Oh, Mark, it looks like he cut the corner there on the soft compounds of tyres. So it looks like Mark will be going for a more aggressive strategy today. Of course, he did have a very good podium last time out in China, and he'll be hoping to possibly do better than this in this race. Of course, he is going P4, I believe, in the P4. I know 5th, I believe, in the standings. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, he looks like he has backed off, as that's just signal that he probably cut that corner after the in the castle section, if I'm mistaken. As there goes Doxter, he goes into P3 with a very nice slap on the hard tyres, slotting himself just behind Cozzy, 300ths of a second there from the Brit to the Spaniard. Yeah, it looks like, as of now, it looks like Mark, Cozzy and Doxter are some of the top people in the championship right now. Do appear to be running very strong. No, it looks like nobody is currently on a lap, so we just have to wait for the next car to be going out. But as I do think that is Bottas Gang going out on the hard tyres again. Interesting choice from him. And that's also Faircamp. He is out of the pits on a set of medium, so along with Panda Cruiser. So this duo look to be possibly wanted to start on the middle compound of tyres, which, as I mentioned in the opening, medium to hard should be the optimal strategy for this track. And my mistake from there, that was not Panda Cruiser, that was Carpaccio in the McLaren going out. But you ride with Faircamp, or I think that's Mark closing in on him. Looks like Mark wants to be starting his lap before him, so yep, we will go on board with Mark. Obviously, on the soft compounders tyres, if logic is applied, he should be going faster than Faircamp, but you never know. You never know with that. So we will now run on board with Mark. Exiting this fast section. ERS up to mode 4 as he now goes to attack turn 1. Not using as much track as you could, but running very nicely, using most of the track you can on the exit of turn 1. Unlike the entry, there's a yellow flag. Here he comes down now into turn 3, a very tricky corner. May just be 90 degrees, but it is very tricky. Lack of runoff there. Into another 90 degree right hander. Done that very nice there. Running out and using as much track. Clipping the inside curb as he now goes down into one of the tightest corners of the track, which in fact may be the tightest, cutting it there. Do not know if he's invalidated again, but here he comes to the castle section. Pretty much nails that, and yet does not do the mistake he did on his last flying lap, as he now powers down this downhill left-hander. Hops across the curb, does not hit the wall. Does that very good there. You know, clips the apex. Uses a lot of track, and he is set to complete his lap now. About to do the final corner, and all he has to focus now is to run to the line. DRS open, and here comes Mark on board with the Toro Rosso, and he does a 137.9, a very good lap there, as Faircamp can only do a 140.1 in the Alfa Romeo. But here we go on board with Panda Cruiser, the new man in the league, in the tier, I'm sorry, but oh, he makes a meal out of that, and that could be his lap over. Yep, he goes into the wall there, and he does not have enough time to set another lap. Has he lost his front wing? I cannot tell from my onboard camera, but yep, he's lost his wing. That's qualifying over for Panda Cruiser. We'll go on board with Cozzy here in the Rocket Williams team. Cozzy, who's third in championship, will be looking to possibly get his first winner after him getting 2 out of 2 P3s in his 2 races he has done this year. And he comes now braking very aggressively here up to the castle section. How much will he attack this? Attacks it very nicely, almost perfectly there. Clipping the inside curb there, and now he powers down to the downhill left-hander. And there's Nitro Fox, his teammate. He goes into P2. It's looking very good for the Williams as of now. Breaks down, hops the curb, does not tap the wall, does that very good. And you can see there's Zoxon, he's gone into P2 in the Red Bull. You now see times starting to be set, the final times that these drivers will be doing. Here comes Cozzy, go on board with him through turn 20 now. And Botsgang has retired, he will be starting no higher than P7. His deployment is finished, but here comes Cozzy with a 38.9, and he goes P2. A very nice lap there from the Williams driver, and will be proficiently P2 as there goes Mark into the pits. We can now go on board with Carpia, who is quite up a bit on his original lap as Mario slots into P6. And Mark Nicky, he slots into P2. So Cozzy has been knocked off of the front row as of now, but he's still the highest starting medium runner. And there goes Doxter. Doxter is into P4. He cannot set a better time than what Cozzy does. So unless Carpia can do something about it right now, looks like Cozzy is the highest starting medium runner and Mark is the pole position. There comes Carpia up to the line, and he goes 10th. So he will not get a fresh tyre selection, but the likes of Mandrop, Panda Cruiser and TX606 will. Yeah, quite the thrilling qualifying session there. And your results in qualifying is Mark Nicky with 2 marks, rounding out the front row. Then we have Cozzy, Doxter, Zoxon, Nigel Fox, who has come to a rather odd standstill in the final sector. Mario, Faircamp, Bottas Gang, Carpia, Mandrop, Panda Cruiser, TX606, and oh dear, Simon Lee, Carpaccio, Muriot, and Drake. I do apologise for this. It does appear that some sort of issue is happening, as it does say Carpaccio is on this outlet. I should be finishing, hopefully, when his car goes to the line. Sorry about this inconvenience, and yep, here he goes. And yep. Oh, we do see that Faircamp and Carpia have 5 position penalties, so that will promote Bottas Gang up to 8th, and yeah, Mandrop, he'll be up to 9th, Panda Cruiser up to 10th. So yeah, it's looking good for the likes of Mandrop and Panda Cruiser, who are now inside of the top 10 on fresh compounded tyres. So what we have in store should be a very exciting race now in the streets of Baku, Azerbaijan. Here we go now, onto the formation lap. Car's pulling away very nicely here. Looks like no issues as of yet that can be seen. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Mark Nicky can convert this pole position into a win. He's had a good string of results to start off his season, but can he get his first win of the season? That is the main question. Can Mark Nicky do anything about it as well? Or Cozzy as well? Cozzy, the highest of the medium starters, will be looking to possibly go longer into this race and have a fresher set of hard tyres to the end. Goes Dockster, the championship leader, rocking an Alonso-esque helmet, of course. Him being a Spaniard would seem that is the reason for it looking like that. He'll be looking to extend his lead, while Sturk is away for this race currently. But of course, with Cozzy ahead, if Cozzy does outscore him by 4 points and nobody else, such as Mark, wins, Cozzy will be taking the lead of the championship. The championship would be looking much different if it wasn't for the promotion of Haskari to Tier 2. But as he is in Tier 2 now, we have a very close looking championship, as the drivers now are looking to be finishing their formation at. We see the Toro Rosso weaving to get his tyres up to the optimal temperature he wants. So ghosting being involved here, as it looks like a couple of cars have been disqualified on the formation but those looking like Marriott's. Actually, never mind. Yeah, that did look like Nitro Fox and Zoxon, those two cars disqualified, but here we go. Start of the race now. Cars revving up. The 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away they go. It looks like Mark's got off to a good start. He manages to cover off Mark Nickers. It looks like Doxer's jumped Cozzy there for P3. So Doxer is now up to P3. Oh, I think yellow flag now, but we have to see as Mark Nicky, he looks to be getting quite racy. Will he send one down the inside? No, he won't. He's stuck towards the back of the grid. Don't know what's happening with Drake. He's not showing up, but as it stands, it's Mark Nicky, Doxer and Cozzy, with Zoxon following them just slightly behind. And it looks already that Doxer is already mounting an attack on the Mercedes of Mark Nicky, as it looks like Mark is pulling away slightly more, and Mark Nicky is pulling to Doxer up in the castle section. Very tricky sequence of corners, as we do have the yellow flag, and that is, oh, that's Marriott's off. Yellow flag. The cause of the yellow flag, I must say. And oh, there he goes into the wall. Oh, lucky not to lose a wheel there. Is the Red Bull driver. Oh, and that's man drop into the wall. He has lost his front wing, as he now look up the field. It's the biggest move on turn 1. Oh, and that's Nitro Fox. He is into the wall as well. Some carnage on that one here, as TX606 passes him. He hits the wall again. Oh, Panda Cruz almost getting caught up there. He would not want that to happen at all. And there's a safety car, yeah. Safety car has been deployed. And yeah, safety car almost coming out perfectly ahead of the Taurus of Mark there. Oh, as Carpy gets a stop-go penalty for speeding there, but the drivers who did get damaged, they can now go get them repaired. We see the front wing coming off the racing point of Carpia. Same as well for Nitro Fox, Simon Elite, and Mandrop. So off the start, biggest winner has been Steph Farrell, who I do believe disconnected just before qualifying started, so he had to start from the back of the grid. So yeah, impressive progress from the Renault driver here. Or I may say the reserve driver. Our next best mover is TX606, who has been one of the quicker drivers this season, but has just not been able to convert his performances into the results he wanted. Of course, he started on the front row in both Bahrain and China, if I am not mistaken, but some issues has ruled him out from taking maybe even a win. Oh, that somebody lost his front wing. Who was that? Panda Cruiser. Did he lose some of his front wing? I don't know, did Faircamp lose some of his front wing? It looks like he lost some there. On the back of Carpaccio. Yeah, quite bizarre events there. Panda Cruiser will be having to serve his 5-second stop go penalty for that, which is very unfortunate for the German. As I do look around his car, does not appear that any damage has occurred to the car of the McLaren driver. As we will have to see if Faircamp will be peeling into the pits. His car just suggests so. And no, it does not look like Panda Cruiser has got damaged. If he did get damaged, I would have thought he would be peeling into the pits by now. And I may add, this safety car has possibly taken the advantage of the soft running tyre cars, with the softs having higher degradation than the medium tyres. Less wear will be going onto these tyres while the car is cruising on behind the safety car. So they may be able to stretch these tyres a bit more, slightly longer than they originally thought they could. So drivers such as Doxter and Cosy maybe not so happy with that. Of course, we did not see Muriot lose a tyre, so it seemed completely voluntary, him retiring. As we now see if the safety car could be coming in. Yes, it is. Safety car coming in this lap. As you now see, the lights go off on the safety car. As the safety car streaks down into the pit lane. Once it is in the pit lane, the cars can get underway once again. This track is fairly unique safety car restart, as it happens all on the straight here, with how lengthy the start finish straight is on this track. You can see all the cars bunching up there. And Mark Nicky chooses to go now. As that's Doxer, he looks to be making a move on Mark Nicky, but he does not. Oh, what's that? That was like Carpaccio was forced into the wall there. As you now see, the lead pack does resume in the same order they were in. As the drivers getting 5-second penalties there for ignoring yellow flags. As Mark Nicky does appear to be pulling away from Mark Nicky here as they go into turn 7. Force India looking very racy behind the Mercedes of Mark Nicky, as now Mark has pulled out a 1-second gap to the car behind. So Mark appears to be in the driving force to be winning this race, and I think that's Nitrofox. Yep, he has crashed at the castle section. You don't want to be doing that. So now see Doxter following closely behind to Mark Nicky. He may be wanted to size up a move at the end of this lap. We will see what happens as he goes into the start finish straight. It's not Simon Lee. He's out. Simon Lee is out of the race, as I can only presume he's crashed at the downhill left-hander at the end of sector 2. As he now go on board with Doxter. No DRS as of yet, of course, with the safety car just coming in the lap before, but does not appear he can do anything about Mark Nicky. Oh, as he taps the rear of the Mercedes, and that's Mark Nicky round. Doxter 2. A disaster for the pair. And the championship leader, of course. This puts Kosi into P2, Zoxon into P3, and Botasgang up into P4. Incredible scenes here in Azerbaijan. See Panda Cruiser making the move on the inside of Doxter. Can he pull this overtake off? They are still side by side heading into turn 4, but it looks like Doxter can just do better. Unless Panda Cruiser can get the switch back. No. Doxter keeps P8. Now go with Botasgang, who is hunting down the Red Bull of Mr. Zoxon in the on the soft compound of tyres. As I think Steph Ferrara's made a mistake at the start of this lap somewhere, because I believe he was up into the regions of P7. As we stay on board with the Mercedes of Botasgang, of course his teammate being spun around earlier on this lap, as Zoxon gets a very bad exit out of what I'll be calling pretty much the final corner here. Mercedes getting very close to the rear of the Red Bull racing car, pulls out alongside. Looks like Mercedes is getting slightly better straight line speed, as DRS is now enabled as drivers head on to lap 6 of 26. And there goes Botasgang very nicely up into P3, passing Mr. Zoxon. You now see that Mario has closed up as well to Mr. Zoxon. Mario also in the medium tyres. He is looking in a good position as of now in the Renault car, as it appeared that Mr. Zoxon was having a look at Botasgang there into turn 7. I would highly regard against doing that move, as it then needs to be side by side into the castle section. That's goes slightly wide there, Mario. Oh, Mark Nicky loses the rear end out of turn 12, I think that is. As the driver's running down. A nice aerial shot there. Oh, that's Botasgang into the wall there. I did not see any damage come off his car, unless it's some invisible damage, but Mr. Zoxon would be trying to capitalise on that mistake from the Mercedes driver. Here they are now. DRS available, of course, now. Got a big slipstream straight train here. Will Mr. Zoxon be able to do anything about it? No, he goes very passive driving, but he goes wide, and that invites Mario to have a look down the inside, but he can't do anything about that. But Mario now looks down the inside into turn 2, but he can't do that as well, as he loses the rear end of his Renault car. And now that allows TX606 to get side by side with him. TX606 on the hard tyre, so he looks to be going long into this race, does the Ferrari driver, as he gets past the Renault of Mario. He's now looking on the battle for the lead. Kosi is closing quite the amount onto Mark in the Toro Rosso. The Williams driver looking to get his first win of the season. So is the Toro Rosso of Mark. But as of now, it looks like Kosi will be closing in the match of laps, maybe into the 1 second turn, where he can then use DRS. Let's go on with TX606, because he is getting very close behind Mr. Zoxon now. Looks like Mr. Zoxon will... No, he's just dropped out of the DRS race for Botasgang, who goes wide on the final corner. Through the fast left-right handers now at the end of the lap. comes TX606. He pulls out to the right hand side of the Red Bull DRS Open. Looks like an easy pass. Yep, that Zoxon peels into the pits now. He is the first stop. The first. Oh, actually no, that's Mark. He is pitted in on lap 8. He goes onto the hard tyres. So these are the two first stoppers who have come in solely for tyres. As you now see at the front, Cossie now leads the field away. If you look back, we've got Doxter who is closing in on Mario. Of course, after what happened after the safety car came in, Doxter will be trying to claw his way back up to the front of the field after his contact with Mark Nicky. As Mark Nicky, he has pitted already as well, alongside Toro Rosso and Red Bull of Zoxon and Mark. Let's look at this battle for P6 as well between Panda Cruiser and Faircamp, but we will now focus on Doxter and Mario as this is closer to the DRS zone. A racing point. We wanted to get back up into P4. Both of the drivers are on the same strategy. Will he pull out to the outside? Yes, he does. Just a little shimmy. Oh, side by side still. Coming up to turn 2. And there goes Doxter very nicely around the outside. But will Mario get the better exit? Does it appear that none of the drivers is DRS. So, strange situation that. But Mario will try to look around the outside into turn 3. But nothing comes of it. And Doxter is up into P4. And there we have the Ferrari with TX606. I do need to mention that Faircamp did get past Panda Cruiser. Ferrari reading in the Mercedes, who I think has got damage because he is dropping quite a rate of knots to the Williams of Cossie, who is now almost 8 seconds ahead. And of course with TX606 being on the hard composite tyres, you wouldn't expect them to be closing in this much to the hard onto the medium runners, as there is a yellow flag in sector 2. We look around, and that's Zoxon without front wing, is it? No, sorry. Spectator cam made it appear like he had no front wing. Well, don't know who that has affected as of yet. As TX606 is unable to close in on Bottas gang. Will he potentially have another look into turn 3? We will have to see. Ferrari's got a better exit than the Mercedes. And there he goes. Bottas gang doesn't look to put up much of a fight there. And into second goes TX606 on the hard compound of tyres. They have the battle for fourth. It looks like Mario has been able to keep on the end, on the rear I mean, of Doxter. As we see now Faircamp on the hard compound of the tyres has caught up to this little duel between the two, but Mario appears to be dropping back quite heavily in the middle sector compared to Doxter. Now he has lost DRS to Doxter, but now Faircamp is 7 tenths behind him, so he will have DRS now. Looks like a wing end plate there. that had just come fresh off a car. And that looks like Barsgang's. Yep, Barsgang has lost some of his front wing as Dockster gets past Barsgang, who has lost his wing. Parts of his wing. Yep, he goes into the bits now. It does the Mercedes driver. Here goes Faircamp on Mario. Down the inside into turn 1. Nicely done there as he gets up into P4. Yep, we can see front wing changed. And off goes Barsgang on the new set of hard tyres as Carpaccio comes in as well. Mario can't do it. Can't re-overtake Faircamp as he looks to slide through that corner. Not good for his tyres that at all. As Carpia sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix on the medium compound of tyres. Nice onboard shot there of Dockster through the tricky castle section as he does look to be closing up to the Ferrari of TX606. But as you can see on the bottom right, it appears he is pitting in this lap. We'll have to see what Cosy does as well. It does not look like he is pitting in. So Cosy looks to be take the tyres longer into the Grand Prix. And there goes Cosy into the pits. I was mistaken there as here he comes. Should be bolting on a brand new set of hards here. As TX606 inherits the lead from the Williams driver. Here you see the Williams mechanic. New set of hard tyres and off Cosy goes into the race as he slots just behind Mark. So Mark has kept the lead of the race, but at an expense of 4 laps older tyres. So here we have the Mark being the professional leader as Panda Cruiser loses his rear end out of that corner. McLaren driver, I believe, has some damage to his car. So very unfortunate for the new man, as they're getting very close to the McLaren now. As Cosy is getting really close to the rear of Mark, but thinks better of it and does not send it into turn 7. I would just stalk on the rear of the Toro Rosso. Cosy does not want this to be happening, of course, because you've got TX606 in the lead, followed by Dockster. And these guys could be ending up getting close to him at the end of the race. So the faster he gets past Mark and Panda Cruiser, the better. But remember, Mark is still in the battle for the lead. Panda Cruiser gets a poor exit. Now onto the main straight. Here you can see the McLaren struggling through the kinks, as it'll be looking to go 3 wide now. Here they go. Let's get an off-board shot there. There we see the 3 cars there. Panda Cruiser being left behind. Now it's just Mark and Cosy. As Mark stays ahead of the Williams drive, but Cosy's got the better exit out of turn 1, and he sends it down into turn 2 and gets P3. Brilliant move there from the Williams driver, as Cosy is now in the provisional lead. Not provisional, but yeah, P3 for now. So you look further down. Oh, close there from Dockster to Barsgang. Dockster, of course, just coming out of the pits on a fresh set of hard tyres, and Bottas coming out on a fresh set 2 laps ago after him losing some of his front wing. But I believe Mario has jumped Dockster in the pit, so interesting development there. We'll have to see what happens about this. These are the closest two drivers. Oh, he looks down the inside in the part of the castle section. Mario has been looking fairly weak throughout those corners in the race today. And there we go. He'll be looking for a move down the inside here. Clips the inside curb. And looks to get past the Renault driver. Very nice move there. But remember now, Mario will have DRS on the main straight. Also, Bartskang as well. Could we be seeing another 3 wide moment as we saw last lap? We will have to see. And here comes Mario in the slipstream of Doxter. DRS open. And here we go. Here we see Bartskang as well. Bartskang around the outside. Oh, we can't get the move done as now Doxter is still alongside Bartskang. And he stays P8. Now Doxter will have DRS on Mario. Will he be able to get past the Renault driver? He's closing. It looks like he will make a move now. Doxter running very low on DRS right now. And gets past the Renault of Mario. And here, while everything's been happening, we can see that Faircamp has closed right up to TX606. Here comes the Alfa Romeo Sauber now. Alongside and past the Ferrari. As TX606 peels off into the pits. And there goes Faircamp into the lead of the race. Fat Cozzy gets back up into P2. Mark into P3 and Panda Cruiser into P4. Here comes TX606. Back out of the pits on a brand new set of medium tyres. Have to see what he is able to do with these. Comes out in P5, just ahead of Zoxon. Let's see if he is able to do the undercut on the Alfa Romeo of Faircamp. And Doxter, looks like he's in the battle again with Mario. The Doxter staying ahead in P7 for now. Bartskang still behind the pair in the Mercedes, of course. Will Mario be able to get past Doxter once again on the main straight? But it does look like Mario has had a bad corner there, and Doxter has been able to pull his gap out to nearly a second. So Mario starts the DRS, so it does not look like Bartskang will be able to do anything on the Renault of Mario's Panda Cruisers coming to the pit. And yep, he has quite a bunch of penalties from, I would say, unfair incidents as they look like. And now he comes into P11 behind the racing point of Carpia. Bartskang closing in on Mario as Doxter is closing on Zoxon as well. It's going up the castle section. Zoxen's gone wide, so will Doxter possibly have a look? Just like a move he did on Mario a few laps ago. They go side by side through the kinks. I think Zoxen's thought better off of doing that. Yep, Doxter did appear to get quite squirmy on the exit there as he jumps the curb. And Mario will be looking to have his go on the Red Bull driver. As I think Faircamp's coming into the pitch yet. Into the pits comes the Alfa Romeo man. Let's see what Mario does on Zoxen here. Will Zoxen have DRS? Yes, he does, but Mario is still closing in on the Red Bull driver. Will he have a lunge into turn 1? No, he doesn't, but I think Zoxen has outbroken himself there and falls back behind the pair of Bottas gang and Mario. Down into B7 goes Zoxen. And out comes Faircamp just ahead of Carpia and Panda Cruiser. Cosy being able to extend his gap at the front to about 3 seconds now. Mark doing also another really good job in P2. Oh, Doctor, looks like he misshifted there, double shifted. Might lose some time from there. See, Faircamp is closing in on the Mercedes of Mark Nicky. Mark Nicky started on the front row, remember, but got tangled with Doxter early on in the race, causing him to go sideways into turn 1. Faircamp really pushing the track limits there. I divert my attention to up here. We've got Bottas gang right behind Mario. Will he possibly look for a move into turn 1? Mario without DRS as he's not close enough to Doxter to gain some from the Spaniard. He's closing in, but I don't think he is close enough to overtake the Renault unless he has a lunge around the outside, which he does. But he can't pull off the move. He looked back down. Mark Nicky, he can't do anything as Faircamp. Actually, no, I beg your pardon. Faircamp has overtaken Mark Nicky. Now Faircamp is attacking the Red Bull of Zoxen, so can he go from P9 to P7 in quick succession here? Goes down the inside and has got the move done. Real nice stuff there from the Alfa Romeo off Faircamp. Bottas gang stays behind the Renault of Mario. Oh, Mark Nicky looking very aggressive behind Mr. Zoxen. Oh, he hits the back of the Red Bull. I don't know if he's got any damage from that. Doesn't appear so. But now he's got the racing point of Carpia on his rear. So instead of Mark Nicky on Zoxen, it looks like it's now Carpia on Mark Nicky now. They come up to the DRS here. Mark Nicky will have DRS as well as he was close to Zoxen. As Faircamp sets the fastest lap of the race. He pulls out to the left hand side. No, he just can't get the move done on Mark Nicky, but Mark Nicky goes wide. Will he have a lunge down into turn 2? No, he thinks better of it. Mark Nicky has closed back up to Zoxen. Zoxen appears to be struggling on these hardcore Bowser tyres. As you can see, him and Mark Nicky have been on these tyres for the same amount of time. But Zoxen just appeared to be slower. don't think I put it into simple words. Out of the castle section and down to the downhill left-hander. Obviously we have seen people caught out here today, such as Mark Nicky's teammate Bottasgang. And oh, into the wall goes Mark Nicky. Maybe jinxing that, I could say. I just did, as said the corner was tricky, but into the wall has gone the Mercedes. And could we see a safety car as a result of this? Doesn't appear to be one at the moment. And no, yeah, the flags have gone. So no safety car from that incident. And we see Faircamp up to P7. So it looks like Faircamp is making some moves. He will move on to Bottasgang next. I get up into P5. Not looking to make a move there is Faircamp, but he's closing out a rapid rate of knots to the Mercedes. Into turn 7 and turn 8. These two go. Will Faircamp look to make a move on Bottasgang into turn 1. He will have DRS of course, and his ERS is quite high on mode 4, mode overtake. As he has closed up to 4/10 now. Will he be trying to get past now? He's closing very rapidly to the Mercedes. Oh, some lag there, but he goes past Bottasgang and up into P5. He's making very good progress right now. Is the Alfa Romeo Sauber man. And also further down we have Carpia getting past Mr. Zoxon, but Mr. Zoxon appears to be coming back. Down the inside here, but no, Carpia just gets a better traction. And is up into P8 now, as Mandrop has retired. I do not know where we're at, so we'll have to check that in a bit. But Faircamp on the back of Bottasgang, as Bottasgang appears to have got back past the Alfa Romeo man. Bottasgang appears to be a thorn in Faircamp's chances of getting close to Dockster, if that is possible for the Alfa Romeo Sauber man. Full on the throttle is Faircamp as he looks to make the move once again on Bottasgang. He is closing quite fast. Oh, almost touching the rear there. I think some lag was involved there. Well, here he goes now. DRS open. Easy move for the Dutchman. But like that's that. We will see if Bottasgang will be interested in taking back his P5 that he's just lost from Faircamp, as he's staying quite close to the rear of the Sauber through turn 2, but I do not think he's not close enough to make him any logical move on the Alfa Romeo. Down the field now we've got Panda Cruiser closing up to Zoxon. Panda Cruiser not using DRS. Could that hint that he's got DRS fader? We don't know, but hopefully Panda Cruiser will be able to get past regardless of the DRS situation that he has, as he is closing quite rapidly to the gearbox of the Red Bull car. As Bottas again gets a 5-second penalty, that currently promotes Mario up into P7, but P6 I mean. Here we see if Panda Cruiser will be looking to have a go on Rwaggy. There goes the McLaren driver. First race in Tier 3. And yep, you can see DRS not opening. So it looks like he has got a failure. As we see Carpia, he gets past Mario ahead for P7. And Panda Cruiser, he gets a move done as well. But Mario, he looks to be fighting back as he taps the rear of Carpia. He would not have wanted that to happen in any way, shape or form. And that's just allowed Panda Cruiser to close up to the back of this battle for P7. And it says Carpi's been on mediums for 15 laps. Looks very strange, as looks like Mario and Carpi get quick time penalties in quick succession. So could Panda Cruiser be eyeing a potential P7 here? But we look up and we do see Bottas gang. He's been able to keep tabs to Faircamp. We now go back to Panda Cruiser as Mario has dropped back. Oh, Faircamp's disconnected. Oh dear. We will have to keep on this battle with Panda Cruiser though. Do some exiting the Fast Kings at the end of the lap. 3/10 behind Mario. Uh oh. Yep, he does not have the DRS, so will he just have to send a dive down the inside here? No, he doesn't do it. He looks to be waiting for the perfect time to do this move. Obviously, without DRS, it requires more thinking to do. But no, just does not appear to be enough straight line to complete the move on Mario into turn 3. So for another lap, well, Panda will have to stay behind Mario before he looks to make another move again. Panda Cruiser closed in on Mario at the end of the lap. He should, providing something doesn't go wrong, yep, he should be getting DRS now onto the main straight. Sorry, yep, unless DRS has been fixed, of course, but he's much closer than the previous laps, so he could be getting this move done without DRS. Here, yep, DRS not open, so don't think his DRS issue has been fixed, but he was still send it down the inside of Mario and into P7 goes the McLaren man. But Mario looks to be making a move again. on the McLaren, but he just can't do it. Here comes Mario with DRS wide open. Panda Cruiser will be wanted to defend this heavily if he wants to stay in P7 or P6. As yet, Faircamp, his AI I believe has made him pit, so he is down to P11. Very unfortunate for the Alfa Romeo man. But Panda Cruiser appears to have the move done. And it's up into P7, maybe P6. If he doesn't have any penalties, as I do believe Carpia has one himself. I completely disregarded this, but look how close Doxter is to the back of TX606. Doxter could be looking to make a move for the podium. We go on board with the Racing Point. DS wide open, aggressive moves there from the Spaniard. Oh, TX606 really pushing him. And it still goes side by side throughout turn 1, but no, looks like TX606 got left to dry there. And it doesn't look like Mario has DRS on Panda Cruiser. So we move on to the last lap now. And throughout this race, it's just like Cosy has had one hand on the winner's trophy, but as we do not know if he has a penalty or not. I don't believe he does, but if he does, he'd be the one to get a move on, because Mark has closed it to a 3-second gap, a sub 3 second now. But as I said, looks like he's always had one hand on the winner's trophy today, and just a few corners left until he can have both hands on the winner's trophy. Will the Brit, as he goes through the final bunches of corners. For the final time now, through the final bunches of corners. Let's just hope he doesn't crash here. And now he runs up to the line. It's a very long run up to the line. But here we go. Cossi takes his first win of the season. Congratulations to him. And Mark goes to piece 2 as Doxter has overtaken TX606 there right at the end of it. But now I think TX606 will have DRS. So could this be a tactical move from TX606? And if it is, it's played out beautifully for the Ferrari man. As TX606 takes the final stab on the podium. And there goes Bartskine. We've got Panda Cruiser now. Will he do it right at the line? He's got his DRS back at the crucial moment. And he gets P6. Oh no, it looks like he's got a 5-second time penalty that he did not serve. He will be wanting to get that removed though. So we could see Panda Cruiser get moved up to P6 at the end of this. Yeah. A commanding drive then from the Williams of Cossi. And of course we can't discount Mark. He was down at around 5 seconds behind Cossi at one point, and he managed to claw himself back to a 2.4 second gap. 2.6 second gap, I mean. Yeah, great job from this pair of drivers, who I believe will now be 1 and 2 in the driver's standings. If I am correct. I see, because he take the winner's trophy and sprays the champagne. A brilliant drive from the Brit in the Williams. And there we see Cosy takes P1 ahead of Mark, TX606, Dockster, Botasyan, Carpia, Panda Cruiser, Mario, Zux and Carpaccio rounding out the points. And then we have Faircamp, Steph Rout and Nighty Fox, so that's the finishes with today having 4 DNFs. So this was the Tier 3 Season 3 WCR Azerbaijan Grand Prix. I hope you enjoyed this race. My name is That's Row, and goodbye.